Let's kill that bass head. Alright, let's do this.
I'm on the air, we got this pockets flow. It's me and Tony on the mics, we gotta let you know of current events, little gaming, sprinkle in some entertainment. We stay humble, but our moms still think we're famous. Turn up the bass and baby, maybe let that magic flow. Our spoken word is all the things you really wanna know. Having a good time on the show, T-Bows and Maddie G. Tune in and hit subscribe and join us on the FAP.
Welcome everybody to the Freaking Awesome Podcast. I'm your host Anthony Bowes, and sitting next to me today is nobody. It's just me and you, and everybody else there in the magical world of podcast land. So today is an open forum day, and before we go too much further, I would like to thank our sponsors, of course, from CR Sabers and Outer Rim Saber Parts over here. So if you get a chance, make sure you go over and check out their sites. They got some of the best lightsabers around. I know that you're going to shop with quality and reliability. They with Blue Bulls, they've got so many custom parts that it is impossible for you to not make that perfect lightsaber for yourself. So get over and check them out. The best thing is they are completely compatible with CR Sabers, and I mean, it's the best of both worlds. So if you're looking for something that's in Canada, of course, CR Sabers are your man. Outer Rim Saber Parts, of course, is out of the US, but we are all good friends. So if you're looking for something in particular, talk to them. Let them know that, of course, that you came from the show, that you know about CR Sabers, and, of course, Blue Bulls, Outer Rim Saber Parts, and make that perfect saber for yourself. Without further ado, it is just myself again today. So we've opened up the board and the forum. So if you want to drop us a message, we will talk about what you'd like to talk about today. Other than that, of course, we've got some super fun stuff to talk about. Of course, again, we've got a little bit more cool saber stuff to talk about from our sponsors. And before we go too much further, I guess I might as well just jump into the news on my own. And you know what? It's nothing overly crazy, but once again, we've got some beautiful news out of the Florida area. So good old Florida. We thank God for you, because without Florida Man, I don't know what we would do without them. Today's news headline: Florida man uses scissors to cut off penis of his wife's suspected lover. Already, I'm kind of like, suspected lover? Like, I mean, are we not confirmed? Are you going around chopping off dicks without actually confirming this? But the story behind this is a Florida man is in jail after police say he broke into the home of a man suspected of sleeping with his wife, tied the man up, and used scissors to cut off the man's penis. The Gilchrist County Sheriff's Office said Alex Bonella, from 49 years old, was arrested Sunday after his neighbor told the deputy that Bonella had tied him up at gunpoint, sliced off his genitalia around 11 a.m. The Bell, Florida man allegedly left the crime scene with the penis, the sheriff's officer said. The arrest warrant said that Bonella was found to have caught the victim and the wife, of course, during the sexual intercourse. And that's when, of course, when he went over and did his deed. The funniest thing about this is what Bonella was charged with. This is what his charges are: burglary, child cruelty, aggravated battery, kidnapping, and aggravated assault. His sentence is 1.25 million, according to the court records. Now, let's go over that list for a second. Kidnapping. Unless you're kidnapping the penis and or the potential sperm lodged in that penis, I'm not sure how that was kidnapping. Aggravated battery, yep, I'll give that one. Child cruelty, again, at no point was there any mention of children in this story. So unless we are talking again about the penis, I think everything's coming back to this penis. In which case, I'm telling you, I mean, you can come up with pretty much any type of fine with that one. Yeah, aggravated assault, aggravated battery, burglary, because he stole the penis. So there's so many things about this. Anyways, he's caught. He's been fined. They haven't found the penis. So look out, Florida, if you come across a random penis in the ditch and or sewers and or your backyard. There's a man looking for that penis. So please call the police and return it. The other article today. Now this headline, I don't know. I don't know if we're really going to get into it too far. The headline on this one is White Florida man arrested after allegedly throwing up the Nazi salute and threatening a mass shooting during a road rage incident. White Florida man. Now, we've been doing Florida man articles for a very, very long time now, and I can't tell you the number of white Florida men. Like, I mean, why the need to throw up white Florida man? I mean, it's always just been Florida man. I mean, now, this article was specific that, of course, he was driving along, and during a road rage attack, he pulled up alongside of a black man who was driving, threw up the Nazi salute, and mimed like he was going to shoot him. Now, somehow that got turned into mass shooting. But I guess what really got me out of that is like, why the need for white Florida man? Florida man. Why are we still talking in colors? I mean, I think in this day and age, it's just ridiculous. We're all equal. So I'm not even kind of going to that article too much more. So yeah, welcome to the forum. Honestly, jump up, throw up there. We'll talk about anything you want to talk about today. In the meantime, we had talked about last week on the show when, of course, we had Emily Swallow on. We had talked about a couple things, one of them being the draw, which we're going to do a little bit. We did get a few people in. I'm surprised. I must have made those Easter eggs a little bit harder than some people, but we did have a few people actually message in with, of course, the correct answers. So we're definitely going to get to that drawing, and we're going to get that little armor out to someone. Good afternoon, Jason. How are you doing today? Jason from the Three Geeks podcast has jumped up on there. It's good to see you, Jason. Again, we are part of a little network, of course, the Indie Podcasts group. There's a lot of great podcasts out there, much like Jason Taylor's from the Three Geek podcast. So if you get a chance, jump over, say hi to them, and let them know that we sent you. They got a great little show, and much things like we, of course, like to talk about. We get a little serious, and of course, we do have interviews with famous celebrities, but it's nice just to kind of geek it out. And today, of course, is going to be that show. So you want to talk Star Wars, you want to talk about sci-fi stuff. I know a lot of it. If you don't, if I don't, I'll still try to fake it until I make it. So. But to go back to what I was saying, we, of course, talked about our lightsaber that came from CR Sabers yesterday, which, of course, was the Sith Master lightsaber. Now, one thing I had mentioned last week that, of course, I wanted to talk about and I wanted to mention is, of course, I had been to the Savi's workshop in I want to say Canada, sorry, Florida people. We're sorry about that. Disney. In Disneyland or Disney World, this is from Savi's workshop. This was a custom one I had made. Now, look at the difference in thickness on this thing. I mean, this feels exactly how you would assume a lightsaber would be. This sucker is massive. Like, I could beat someone down with this. It's super durable, multiple. Again, much like this one, you can pull it apart and you can customize. Same with this one. You can pull it apart and customize. It's ridiculously large. And when you put the blade into it, like I had mentioned last week, it's almost like it dwarfs the blade. Now, it is kind of like that pixel string type of blade, so it lights up. It looks really nice. But, I mean, just to give you an idea, look at the difference in here to here. Like, it's massive. Like, the sword on this is huge. And I find, even though it locks in, there's some wiggle with the blade. It wiggles around. It's definitely not combat ready. So what I super love about the CR sabers and Outer Rim Saber Part sabers are they are dual ready. So you don't have to worry too much about that blade. I know with the NeoPixel blades and stuff like that, people are worried that a good collision is going to knock that pixel out or deaden the blade. With this one from Savi's workshop, I would say there's probably a good chance that's going to happen. With the CR Sabers and Blue Bull's Saber Part Shop, they're not. They are totally battle ready. Now they do have, of course, the NeoPixel blades as well as the RGB baselet. This is an RGB baselet model. Now, at first I was kind of like, oh, am I going to get it super bright? I think actually it's super bright. But what I like about this is the other day I was walking my dog and I couldn't find a flashlight. Now, my area, if you don't walk your dog by about 9 o'clock at night, is absolutely pitch black. There's not a lot of lights. I'm not really in the city area. So I actually grabbed the hilt of my lightsaber, turned off the sound, because if I did see some neighbors, of course, was walking along, they'd think I was a complete lunatic. So you can turn off the sound, just use it as a flashlight, and it is crazy bright. Like I can see everything. And on top of that, of course, I did have someone who walked across and said, wow, that flashlight is really cool, really amazing. And I was like, yeah, and it doubles as lightsaber too. So, so yeah, you get a little bit of best both worlds. So it is functional and it is beautiful all at the same time. I see Jason Taylor, you mentioned another little thing on here. He's doing good. Excellent. Episode 3, Titans season 3. You know what? I don't think I've actually got into season 3 yet, but super love Titans. Of course, our good friend Jeff Scavell is one of the actors on Titans, or I shouldn't say actors, but he's a stuntman for Titans. So he does a lot of amazing pieces. I definitely know he was in the first couple seasons, and I do believe he said he was going to be in the 3rd season as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen there. I know they left it off with a bit of a cliffhanger, so it'll be cool to see where that goes. And that whole introduction with Nightwing is long overdue. So I'm kind of nice how they kind of crossed that over. They've brought in the Jason Todd's Robin and of course Dick Grayson now as Nightwing. So it's super cool. All right, so let's talk about one of the other nice things that CR Saber sent us this week is, as we were talking about, this lightsaber is completely modular. So I mean, you can twist off pieces. You can expose the grips. You can expose the pummels. You can take that all apart, customize it the way you want. But one of the coolest accessories they sent us for this week's show is a very new thing. And this is kind of exciting and almost a little frightening all at the same time. It's the new lightsaber whip. Now, it actually goes into the hilt, just like you would find, of course, the blade. But, of course, it's like this polycarbonate elongated piece of plastic, very much like a fiber optic. And what's really, really cool is it actually looks amazing when you lay it up. So we're going to turn off the studio lights here. The screen might get a little weird, but hopefully it won't. There we go. So let's fire that sucker up. And that is really awesome. So the new lightsaber whip, you bolt it in. You can still, of course, go through your color change system and change that whip to whatever color you want. And go through that whole cycle of the green. Of course, with the green screening, it's going to mess everything up. But over to the blue, some whites, the reds. So it's super awesome. I will say nobody is responsible. I am definitely not responsible if you get hit with one of these suckers, because it is going to hurt like the bejesus. This is, like I said, is a very solid piece of polycarbonate. It is very, very flexible, very, very cool. But it's a nice little addition to your lightsaber because, you know, now you've got the advantage of your standard lightsaber, but with the whip accessories. So this can both be found at the CR Sabers as well as Blue Ball's Outer Rim Saber Shop. It's a very inexpensive add-on, which is absolutely fantastic. And I think it's only, I mean, if someone's maybe re-correct me on this one, but I believe it's only about $25 for this add-on. So you kind of get that cool new exclusive whip look, and it's a simple add-on to your saber, in and out. Like, I cannot believe how bright and loud this lightsaber is. And oh my god, I love it. So I've been super happy with their sabers. I definitely like this is like I said, the RGB baselit model kit. It's very entry level, but it's great for people who just want to start off dueling. Of course, they do have the Profi boards and they do have NeoPixels, so you want to upgrade, you can do that. But for an RGB kit, I was extremely, extremely surprised. Super happy about how well it lit up the blade and how durable everything is. And it just feels, like I said, like a fantastic, proper lightsaber. And just to let everybody know, we are doing something super awesome throughout the rest of this season. We are going to be doing a lot of giveaways, and much like the little armor that we will be giving away today to one lucky person. But we got a lot more stuff that's coming up. Most of it will all be Star Wars related, including, as we get towards the end of the year, we'll be giving away some of these sabers. So you definitely want to stay tuned. You never know what we might ask as a question so that you can win one of these. Plus, we also have some amazing special guests from the Star Wars universe coming up on the show to kind of introduce a few new things and new products, as well as we're going to be talking about a lot of the different awesome saber accessories and super parts. We did touch base briefly on some additional accessories. One, of course, that I super like is the wheel adapter. So if you want to actually put that on your lightsaber, you can actually get the belt clip module. And that also is really inexpensive. You just slide your belt through. It's got a lip, like a little lip on it if you wanted to have a ring style, or of course, if you wanted to put in your saber into the loop, you can hang it. Now, as I was talking about Savvy's Workshop as well, Star Wars The Savvy's Workshop does have their own belt clip. Now, so first of all, it's pretty big, and it's plastic. This is aircraft grade aluminum, and it's very, very small, as you can see in comparison in size. This one, if you do have a saber with that ring or wheel style on it, it will actually fit in the Savvy's Workshop one. If I actually am doing this correctly, there we go. So it will fit in, pivots, it looks great. You squeeze the sides, you can release it, and it does have a drop down. I just find that, first of all, it is plastic. Come on, Disney. Like, it's not that much more expensive. In fact, I believe the cost of this plastic one was more expensive than this aluminum one that you can get from CR Sabers and the Sabers parts, Saber parts. So if you're looking for something like that, if you're looking into do some cosplay or kitting out, just amazing products that you can get there, and a lot better quality. And a lot smaller, so it really accents it. Looks great for the costumes, and just your own personal kit. I mean, if you want stands, if you want everything else, like, they've got it all. So definitely check them out. Okay, let's turn things over. Come on, people, to jump in, and let's give us a topic to talk about. I know that, first of all, it is hot as balls here up in Canada. I know I'm complaining, considering a lot of our listeners are down in the US, and of course they're going through, they always go through a lot more heat than we do throughout the summer. However, it's the humidity up here is astronomical. I mean, we got at least an additional 10 to 15 degrees just in the humidity alone. Like, I got to change my clothes 3 to 4 times a day because I'm just sweating through everything. It is so humid up here, and we just haven't had any reprieve. You know, like the humidity has been bad for almost 2 weeks solid now. It's very, very hard for me to get stuff done through the day because I'm also in the midst of renovating a house and working a full job. So, and doing this podcast, and this is my relaxation. So I really look forward to chatting with everybody. So I know it's very rare that we ever open up the forum for people to jump in to just say things. So I know there are a couple people watching definitely right now. Come on, don't be shy. Say hi. And let's talk about whatever you want to talk about today. Oh, still silence. That's okay. That's all right. I'll just keep yammering on. So we're talking about a lot of cool things coming up on the show. Like I had mentioned, we've got some great artists coming up. We've got some very famous musicians coming up on the show. In next week's time, there will be no show. It's my daughter's birthday, so I'm going to take a little time off of that day to celebrate with her. She's officially turning a teenager. But the following week, so at the end of this month, we have got a rep and one of the heads of the Mandalorian Mercs, as well as a member of the 501st Legion. So we're going to be talking a lot of things about armor and costume making, cosplay, and what do these groups stand for. And I got to tell you, I follow the Mandalorian Mercs online. I am a little bit of a hobbyist when it comes to 3D printing, and I really, really love, of course, Star Wars. So crossing that for me is just wonderful, and seeing the outfits that everybody comes up with is amazing. But what I love is they support each other trying to build. They're not really like knocking each other down. Lots of people come up with certain designs, but the group, especially the Mandalorian Mercs, are very, very, very particular about what is officially approved as an outfit. And to, if I remember correctly, and we will ask them more about this in a couple weeks' time, to be a Mandalorian Merc, of course, you basically have to fully immerse yourself. You got to start building armor. It doesn't say that you have to have it within a certain amount of time, but part of being the group is of course, being a Mandalorian. And of course, there are different clans or tribes that are out there of the Mandalorians. So a lot of course, is officially they're looking for canon-looking kind of pieces. And it's just a great group. And they also do amazing charitable things. They do events. I've read about them doing things where, you know, they go into sick kids. And I think it's just a fantastic group that not only celebrates their love of Star Wars, but doing great things for people, bringing some cheer to people. It's all around a great thing. So look them up as well. Hopefully you will join us on the show at the end of the month for, of course, our guest that'll be coming from the Mandalorian Mercs and the 501st. And the 501st is the same, but they branch outside of Mandalorian wear. So Jedis and the Republics and like all of the troopers and I've seen some amazing things, to rebuilds of speeder bikes, to the Han Solo and Frozen Carbonite, full base looking things, Star Wars rooms, everything. So super cool. Really looking forward to that. I'm totally going to be nerding out if I'm not nerding out enough today. And you know, it's going to be a great time, great show, great time for people to come in. If you were actually thinking about joining one of these groups, definitely, why not pop in and drop us a line, drop our guest a message, and ask all the questions you can about it. But in the meantime, I highly recommend checking out the 501st and the Mandalorian Mercs on Instagram or Facebook. Just seeing the amount of work that people put into their armor, into customizing things, it floors me. It's absolutely amazing. And I just love the fact that there's a group out there that supports each other and supports the public as well with what they're doing. So it's fun. It's all for fun, and I'm all about possibility of fun. I mean, I would wear armor down the street or into a hospital to put a smile on someone's face for a day. Without a doubt, because why not? I mean, what someone's going to say, hey, you're a nerd. Hey, you're okay. Sure, whatever. What are you doing to help people out? What are you doing for fun? So be yourself. You know, we're also, to kind of sideline this fun conversation for a second, is talking about mental health. You know, a lot of people are going through mental health issues right now. And I think with COVID and people being kind of locked in and not being able to get out there and fully explore things or have fun or just try to bring some type of normalcy to their lives, mental health is at an all-time high right now. There's a lot of people going through a lot of hardship, a lot of people who are going through some personal grief, and you know, of course, we're here also to support you. It's not easy. I know. I myself have struggled with some mental health issues in the past, and continue, because, you know, every day, whether things are fun or whether things are hard, you know, you sometimes go down that rabbit hole, and you know what? It's just the way things are. Everybody's got their own reasons, but, you know, we don't judge you. If you ever want to jump on the show, if you ever want to talk about mental health or have an episode about mental health, we'd be more happy to do that. You know, we do try to always look at the lighter side of things, but we don't want to overlook things if people are in need or in trouble. Reach out, talk to people. You're not alone. And, you know, it's really hard when you've got family, you feel like nobody understands. You know, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how much, even just reaching out to a family member, if not a friend, there's a lot more people dealing with mental health issues than you will imagine. You're not alone out there. Don't ever think that. Everybody, I think, is a little bit more understanding or sensitive to it nowadays. And a lot more people are dealing with it themselves. People that have always been happy-go-lucky, or you feel like have always had a really good disposition in life. You know, you never know what you're doing until you walk into their shoes or until you talk to someone. So reach out and just know we're all here. We're here for each other. So nothing else left on the board. Still no people watching. The people lurking in the darkness, but nobody actually wanting to reach out and chat. So that just leaves me to come up with random subjects to talk about today, guys. So make sure that you reach out. I'm here to chat about what you want to talk about today, and that's kind of a rare thing for us, because we don't ever really do this. We just kind of do our spiel, or we have our guests, and what when we took them some time off for summer, Maddie and I were talking about kind of going back to a bit of our roots, talking about a little bit more geek stuff and talking about some tech and other things that are happening possibly in the news. And, we kind of miss those roots, and some of that is just being able to talk to people and sharing our fandom of things. And Maddie G is a little bit more less on the Star Wars side, heavier on video gaming side. Don't get me wrong, I love video games as well. I don't get to play them often, but I do enjoy it when I do. But on top of that, I super love being able to talk about Star Wars, talk about movie culture, and for some reason, I struggle to remember to pick up a grocery if it's not written into my phone or in my calendar, but I have absolutely no problem probably saying about half the script of most movies that I've seen. It is a weird world when it comes down to selective memory, what I remember and what I don't, and I think it drives me like crazy. So most of you, I'm sure, or some of you other guys are probably in the same boat. So the next thing that I wanted to kind of chat about is the fact that we have a couple more holidays coming up on the board. Last year we did a nice fandom to the horror movies, actors, actresses, directors. We were thinking about maybe setting one of those up again, but it's up to everybody else. If people want to see those celebrities from the horror and schlock kind of end of the movies, we would love to have them back, and we have a wonderful repertoire of wonderful guests that we would love to have on the show again. But let us know if there's someone out there that of course you might be interested in. We will try our best to get them on the show, but we need a lot of heads up, because working with a lot of these celebrities now that of course they're back filming movies again, it gets harder and harder to get a hold of people. And that's okay, because we're always appreciative of everybody who comes on the show. But we now that things are just releasing, artists are being able to start concerts again, and actors are able to start filming again. People have been drawn back in troves to try to get back to the industry, entertainment industry, back up and running again. So it will be a little bit harder, not impossible. We've been very, very lucky to have some wonderful contacts of celebrities that we'd love to continue getting in on the show. So if there's something, of course, you want to, someone you would love to see, let us know. The worst that we can say is, hey, sorry, we weren't able to get a hold of them, but we would love to try. And there's a lot of times that because our team gets together to talk about, hey, who do we want to have on the show? And we're never really sure, because everybody's got such different tastes. And in the end, we also want to hear about what our listeners have an idea of what they would love to see. So let us know, and we will do our best, is all I can promise. And the other thing I want to talk about is when it comes to stats. Oh, hey, we got a messaging here from Mike. Phil Collins. Phil, I've actually reached out to Phil a couple times, and maybe I can reach out to Leland Sklar again, who played with Phil Collins, and we'll see maybe if we can somehow get in touch with him. He's becoming very reclusive. You don't really notice or see him much in the news anymore, so I will definitely try. I would love to. I used to love Phil Collins' music, and especially when he was part of Genesis. And I still always think of that amazing video he did with, what was it called? Spitting Image, which was this really, really cool television series in the late 90s where they made puppets, and very caricature-looking puppets of celebrities, and they did crazy things. And they've officially made a return. So over, I think I'm not sure if they were a British company or if they're an American company. But Spitting Image, of course, has just fired back up, and they're back to their crazy antics again. So if you were a fan of Spitting Image back then, it would be a good thing to check them out, because they're back and just as funny as they were back then. So the other thing I was going to mention is. We every once in a while, we're not super stats crazy. I think when we first started off, it was always interesting watching our viewership build up and everything. But the one thing that we are always amazed with is the reach of this show. And sometimes I really wanted to take a moment to reach out and just say, hey, thanks everybody. Thanks Switzerland. Thanks Sweden. Thanks India. Thanks Japan. Thank you China. Thank you over in Thailand, and of course the U.S. and our Canadian listeners. I mean, I could probably go over. I mean, I think we've reached almost the full map now. But I always find it really, really interesting when we get some new countries pop up in our geolocations to let us know where people are listening. So just wanted to let you know, it's not just the Canadian, it's not just US listeners. We love all of you, and we really appreciate, even if you don't check out our live show, that that you are at least reaching out and listening to us via whatever streaming platform that you're on. Oh, okay. So there we go. Phil Collins. Apparently he has really bad arthritis. So yeah, I guess when you're a musician, that is a sure way to start hampering your live appearances places. So, and I'd imagine, I mean, he's been playing for a really, really long time. So I'm sure he's getting up into that age where, he doesn't really need any exposure. Maybe he's not doing gigs, or he doesn't plan on guest starring on shows. So much like a lot of actors like Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd and some of the other really funny Canadian actors that we've loved or love to try to have on our show, it's just really tough to get in touch with them, because either they've reached a certain pinnacle that you need to have a lot of bank in the back of your show to support trying to get them on the show, or alternately they just fine doing their thing. They don't need the limelight anymore, so they don't really reach out to a lot of these small shows and try to get any more PR. So, and that's all right. We still love them regardless. We're always super appreciative of what we have. So, what else have we got today, people? I'm really surprised when I thought with an open board, we normally have lots of messages pouring through. So I wasn't. I know I'd like to try to give people lots of heads up. Like I said, I've been super busy remodeling the house, and it is. It's exhausting. It's exhausting, especially in this heat when you try to. I'm the type of guy who just doesn't believe. It's hard for me to pay someone else to do a job that I'm physically capable of doing. I know I may not be the best when it comes to knowing how to do everything, but thank God for YouTube, because we're living an age that if you can understand the concept of what they're talking about, then it's actually really not hard to do it yourself. You just need to have a little self-confidence, I guess. So unfortunately, I have done that so many times that my wife now finds a constant job for me and says, hey, you can do this. I know you can do this, because you're a lot better than that guy. So that's a blessing and a curse, I guess, all at the same time. Because, my God, there's just so much to do. And, your partners, I will say for everybody out there who's with someone, there's what it's like. What you always have a partner who's going to have an expectation of what you can do. And how come you're sitting around on a podcast right now listening to me when you should be doing it? So at the same time, I say the same. How come I'm doing a podcast when I have so much else to do? Because I love all of you, and I love that interaction. So come on, throw us up a message, and let's talk about it. Throw a new subject. So here we go. Nick. Welcome to the show, Mick. What do you think about the new show, What If, based on the first episode? I'm going to be honest, I haven't actually seen it yet, because I have been so busy with renovations. I have heard about it, and I've heard so much new stuff coming out of the Disney / Marvel / wherever. Disney owns everything now, I guess. But it's, from what I've heard, it's really good. I just haven't seen it. So, wow, I guess I bombed that change of subject. Sorry, Mick. But thanks for showing up on the show. Of course, Mick has his own show. So we were talking earlier about other podcasts that are out there. And Mick, of course, has his show, the Scene Snobs. Actually, Mick, I think you just changed your show direction, and congratulations. I've heard that you're going on air and TV, so that's really cool. I'd love to know how that all came about. So, and how does this brother get in on that action? But I think that we actually were in talks with a radio station up here in Canada right before COVID hit, and COVID happened, and it tanked all the plans to have us syndicated onto that network, and that would have been super cool. But as things are coming back to normalcy again, I'm sure we will sit back down and start talking about those things. Like spring. What else? What else are we going to talk about today? Nothing? Nobody? If not, you just get me rambling again for some more things. But, oh, we're getting back again. Apparently, I just talk faster than people can type. I tell you, but you don't think people are... Oh, my God. You don't have to wear a suit or anything again, or are they putting you in, like, in a capering outfit? Like Panda Princess or something. The one thing I do love about doing this show is and not really being into syndication is you just have control over things. Like I said, we've been approached by so many people for sponsorships to get their product out there, and we just don't believe in it. Like there's some cool stuff out there. We've tested a few things for people, but we were really happy to partner with these two amazing Saber shop companies, because we are huge Star Wars fans, me more than Maddie G, but the products are just fantastic, and it was really nice to actually see how solid and how good quality it was built, and actually be able to stand behind something, because we don't want to just partner up with people for the fact to try to bring in money. If anything, we are more about trying to get out good products from smaller businesses and let everybody know about them. Any new info on the Boba Fett series? I know the Boba Fett is launching this fall. I know a lot of people were worried about with the new book of Boba Fett coming in that, of course, it was going to bump the Mandalorian, and that was actually what was supposed to happen. Jean Favreau had said that they were going to stagger it and do Boba Fett and then back to Mandalorian again. But I guess the fans spoke up, and they said how outraged and how they just don't think they could go that long. And it's true. When you start up a new series, and there are only a couple seasons in, that if you say, hey, we've delivered Grogu and that's going to be it, it's not it. When you've got a character like an intergalactic bounty hunter, you don't have to put a break on things. And I know they really want to give Boba Fett an comeuppance. I mean, here's the funniest thing with the Boba Fett character, and I'm a huge Boba Fett fan, but this is a guy who appeared on screen for like 30 seconds at a time and had a huge cult following for not actually being even a major player in the movies. And I think that's fantastic. I'm always amazed how many different characters were brought into a series, and they were never meant to be in it very long. It's like Daryl from The Walking Dead, and now that guy's carried on the show, and he was only supposed to be in for 4 episodes, and they were going to pull him. Boba Fett, they brought him back. Everybody was super excited. I knew that they would eventually bring him back, because I did read some of the older books, and one of them was the Bounty Hunter Tales, and I knew that he does actually escape the Sarlacc pit, and believe it or not, he's still so set on Han Solo that it's like 40 years later and he's still hunting him down. And both Han Solo and Boba Fett are old, and they do this showdown, and it's pretty cool. But there's the other thing that was really cool about that book is you get to know all the other bounty hunters that are in that scene that Darth Vader is saying, we want these guys, and you see Bosk and Darkland and some of the other characters that are the IG-88 character. And this book is all about their own little stories after that moment. So that's pretty awesome. Other than that, Mike, I don't really know if something's going to happen. I do know that they stepped up the Mandalorian, so it sounds like both are going to release in the fall, and that they might alternate weeks that they're playing. So it might be like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But I think either way, as long as they have something Star Wars related, because Jon Favreau, in my opinion, has single-handedly brought back the love of Star Wars. And don't get me wrong, the newest 3 movies, I had a lot of hype, a lot of expectations. I'm not going to say I didn't like them. I did like them. In fact, one thing I give Gunn a lot of comeuppance for is, you know, he brought back Muppets. You know, he brought back people in actual costumes, and not everything was CG'd, and that was amazing. So from a Star Wars universe point of view, I give them massive shouts out for the fact that they did that. But their characters, Rey and Finn and Poe Dameron, they were just so forgettable. They could have been played by anybody, and I just wasn't feeling it. I don't know what it was. There was something about the way they did Luke Skywalker's character that made you become a Luke fan. And Mark Hamill has lived his life on the fact that he was Luke Skywalker, not to mention all his amazing voice parts and him being the world's greatest Joker. But, you know, I just, I feel like, I don't know if it was the hype. I don't know if it was because it's a cult classic. I don't know if it was just really good storylines that made you love those main characters to the point where when the new characters came in, they just didn't have it. Like, yeah, I mean, okay, Finn was a stormtrooper at one point and wasn't. And then although he kind of fought along the resistance, the rebellion, if you will, like, he didn't have a main character. Like, who? I don't know. Just forgettable. Forgettable, unfortunately. You know, the thing I actually am super upset about with the new movies is I can't believe they brought in this crazy-looking stormtrooper, all in silver, and they just kill her character. There's no backstory. There's no nothing. Wow, Captain Phasma. What like such a wasted opportunity. And I'm sure there must have been a lot more footage, and it just got left on the cutting room floor, because I can't believe that was such an opportunity to build a character, especially a female stormtrooper, because here was like the first, and like she was badass, and everybody clearly feared this woman, but nothing. They don't go into it at all. So that was the biggest disappointment. Mark Hamill should be on the FAP. My God, if I have Mark Hamill, I would probably give my right testicle to have Mark Hamill on the show. Not only just from a fanboy point of view, but his voice characters are just so amazing. 90% of the time, I can pick them out. I could be in another room and I'll hear a voice character, an animation or something my kids are watching. I'm like, that's Mark Hamill. What I didn't know is in all of the newest movies, Mark Hamill actually played other characters. He played other voices. He voiced a robot, some other aliens. So it's actually really cool because he's so versatile. Mark Hamill is actually in all of the new movies other than just when he's there as Luke Skywalker. So I think that's amazing, and I give him a lot of props for that. I know his fame, of course, was hampered a little bit because he was in I believe it was a motorcycle accident when he was younger, and it kind of messed up his face for a little bit. And you know, people suddenly didn't want. I don't know if he was feeling sensitive about it, or people said they didn't want that. But I think his career has bounced back, and he's super good as a voice actor. So he was awesome as the Initiate Master Tellus in Nightfall. Oh, Tellus in Nightfall. Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, that was super cool as well. Like I said, his voice artwork is fantastic. A lot of the times, it's kind of like listening to Mike Myers playing Shrek and the Scottish Father and all the other characters because they sound the same. Mark Hamill does have a certain quality of his voice that is very similar, that it makes it so easy to pull out no matter which one he's doing. But every once in a while, he pulls out a gem of a voice, and you have absolutely no clue that it was him. So... Wow. I've been actually really surprised that we've been well, everybody, I don't know if it was everybody getting me there. I'm just talking about Star Wars on my own. There is so much to talk about that. And again, for anybody who's joining now, make sure in 2 weeks' time you join us, because we have a guest from the Mandalorian Merc / 501st. And she's going to be absolutely fantastic. And of course, we're going to try to talk to her about armor and cosplaying and a whole bunch of other stuff. So, and also the difference, the two groups, because you can be in both. You don't have to choose one. But if you're ever interested in those groups, like I said, they do a lot of amazing stuff. And we're looking forward to having them on the show in a couple of weeks' time. Other than that, throw me a topic, guys. This is not to, of course, be a slow show, but it's so weird for me just to talk on my own. I'm so used to having a guest with me, and or Maddie G. And I just this week we just wanted to try to do something a little bit different, and I'm carrying the show on my own. And you gotta help me out here, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. No, I totally know. I just don't. I don't like doing it on my own, I guess. It's always nice to have someone to bounce ideas off of. You know what? Has anybody out there heard about the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie / the Ahsoka show / what's his name? There's another Star Wars, Ezra. I can't remember what Ezra's last character is. A young kid started Rebels, and anyways, they're doing spin-offs of those characters as well. So I haven't heard. I've seen every time I, of course, look into the Obi-Wan, because I know that Ewan McGregor had talked about he was quite excited to do this Obi-Wan, and I do believe it spans after the Clone Wars / after the Death Star, and when he goes off to Tatooine, and you start looking at Tatooine and his life there, and how he does his things. So the the beautiful thing is, hey, anything else that you can come up with another Star Wars story, I've just found so much better than the others. So I've got high expectations for that. So I'm really, really looking forward to those. And I would love to hear if there's actually officially something about the Ben Kenobi. You say you have patience. Oh, patience? Am I missing that? I don't know. Sorry, Teresa. I'm not 100% sure what you're asking me. Do I have patents? Yeah. Yeah, I've got a couple of patents. Have I got patience? I got that too. What else we got? Ezra Bridger. Thanks, Mike. I knew you're always good as a fact checker and John on the show. So yeah, Ezra Bridger. So there's going to be a live action. They've already cast him. It's been leaked out recently. So definitely check that out. But I want to hear more. I want to hear more about the Ben Kenobi or the Obi-Wan movie show / series or something that's going to be coming out. It's got to be good. So clients. Do I have clients? Work? Yeah, I'm always working. I do work full time. I work for a university. I am actually a systems security financial access analyst. So it's my God, I feel more of a nerd saying what my real job is versus versus a podcaster. But it definitely I'm super busy with my day job, and then my evening I come home and I renovate my house and full-time father and partner and all those other things. So I got you have to have patience amongst all that, and time management. I don't know if I have very good time management skills, but I definitely try my best to get them all in. So yeah, patience. Yeah. So Teresa, my profession, that is what I am officially. But embrace my nerdom. Thanks, Mike. I try to, because with everything else that's going on out there, you just got to be you. So it was actually really funny. I went out with friends and my wife to a movie. We went to see the Suicide Squad. By the way, fantastic movie. Really, really funny. Some twists in there. Truly don't get attached to anybody. I think the death count is astronomical and really, really cool. But my point to that was you know, we were getting ready to go, and I was looking for some socks, and and so my wife hates it when I wear socks in my shoes, and sometimes I go out of my way to make it really, really bad. So my friends gifted me these Superman Under Armour socks, and they're super comfortable. I really love them. So I threw them on, and I said, I'm going to embarrass you. It's going to be crazy. And then it wasn't until we were in the theater that I put my feet up, because it's like one of those reclining chairs. And I put the chair back, and my feet went up. She looked over. She's like, oh, my God. So, yeah, you got to be yourself, because that's half the fun in life, right? So, yes, I do have patience for my patients, and I play a doctor on TV. Yes, I am. I'm officially a gynecologist, so I am taking patients, and you can always throw a DM out there. I am willing to travel, but you do have to pay. I'm quite good at what I do, though. So endorse me, get me out, get more jobs for something. Get me paid for something I don't officially get licensed to do. So, yeah. So I've got a nerd job by day, and it's not even really in the cool way. I was talking to someone who their job, of course, is doing a lot of Star Wars related. I mean, I can only imagine like our sponsors alone. I mean, to be able to play around with lightsabers, creating different combinations all day long, that is just crazy. Like, that would be a dream come true, I guess, provided that it works well for them. I just know that given the quality of the products, that it should be quite easy. And like I said, I mean, that whip alone, that was really cool. We've got more stuff coming from them to talk with you about and to show you. And of course, we're always available for questions. So if you are looking to pick up your own saber, if you're looking to create something, and you don't know what to do, we're more than happy to talk about that. But if not, the guys over at our sponsors are absolutely fantastic. Chris and Zach. Chris, of course, from CR Sabers, and Zach from Blue Bull's Outer Rim Saber Parts. They're just super helpful guys. They love what they do, and like I said, there's so much to do, so many sabers to find that are for your style. Maybe you just want to start off with something a little bit on the lower end that you can beat up because you want to get used to, a little bit of handwork with your swords and spinning. And I don't know if I had mentioned the last time, or I think maybe Maddie did, but the back of a lot of these sabers, or in this particular model, into the Sith Master. I should have grabbed Maddie G's, because I'm just going to take this wheel off. There's a coupler in here, and you can actually join two sabers together to create a staff, or the Darth Maul kind of staff. So that's super cool. I think I'm going to steal Maddie G's lightsaber, and we're going to put that together and show you what that would look like on another episode. And we're going to also do a little bit of filming. Matt and I are going to do a duel, and we'll put that up for you guys on our page at some point, because I want you to see how amazing this product is, and how brutal you can be with them, and still have a good quality product sitting around, and be able to do that multiple times. And the best part is, like, if you snap a blade because you're just being crazy with it, they're not expensive. With the base lit kits, I think, and again, if someone wants to double check on their site, like CR Sabers or something like that, the polycarbonate tube is, I think, only about like $20 or $24 to replace, versus a NeoPixel blade, which is a lot more expensive to replace. So they look amazing, they're just not super functional, versus the RGB baselit kits. So yeah, other than that, I've been super happy. We've got a lot of different friends out there that have also been guests on the show, like Jimmy Starr, and he's been doing great with his show, and constantly raising up in the YouTube ranks world. Sherry Nelson, of course, the Maxim model, who's been on our show. One of my Canadian sisters here, just just beautiful and fun, and just such a sweetheart. She has really rised up in a lot of different shows and networks, and she now co-hosts on another show, and she does Fan Room Live as well. And Fan Room Live, if you're not familiar with it, is a new platform out there where they're getting more celebrities come on the show, and it's kind of like going to see them live somewhere. You get your ticket, you tune in online, and depending on the ticket, you might get your chance to talk with them, that little VIP one-on-one, or you might just want to sit in and randomly jump in a chat like you would with a show, and that you can chat with them and answer questions. So check out Fan Room Live. It's really cool. It's a great opportunity. It wasn't that long ago that they had Ice Cube and Coco on the show, or was it Ice T? I always get Ice Cube and Ice T mixed up. I think it was Ice T. Sorry. And his show was he was super fun, and Cedric the Entertainer on the show. So it's just great. It's just a really good time. I like watching it occasionally, and I will probably get a ticket as well as you should. So join Sherry on her show as well. And check out the Indie Podcast. There's a lot of great shows on there, some super funny. I always like to give actually a shout out to my friends over at the Dr. DC Podcast. If you are a comic book fan, especially in the DC world, or you want to maybe get to know a little bit more about the DC world, check out the Dr. DC Podcast. They are absolutely hilarious. It's just a fun show, like a great witty banter back and forth between them. They do some funny things throughout the year, including I think it's 12 Days of Darkness, where they literally film 12 episodes back to back, all while drinking. And it's been pretty dangerous in the past years. Last year, it was a little bit tame because they really were smart about the way they spaced out their booze. But 12 days of drinking, all formed into, I think, 24 hours. So it's a super fun show, and you get to see some really amazing things about DC characters that I didn't know. And I'm a DC fan. I'm actually really upset that DC movies don't do so well. Suicide Squad has been fantastic. I've been super happy with them both, but I think it's because they go so over the top that they're not worried about. Like, nobody cares generally if villains are killed, right? Even if villains are technically heroes for the story. With the other major universe of, or the other kind of major players, so like Superman, Batman, Flash, Aquaman, you just, they're so canon, that they're so worried about, like, oh, we killed them off, we can't do their spin-off movies and do like 6 or 7 different shots or spin-offs or extra movies of those. So I think they get a little locked in, and they just fall short of the mark, unfortunately. I think they're filmed well. I think they get the right characters for it, but they just have a tendency to fall short. I think the only one, of course, out there was like the Dark Knight series with Christian Bale did really well, and which is really funny because I'm not actually a fan of him as an actor, but I really loved him as Batman. So Christian, if you hear this, I'm really sorry. We'd still love to have you on the show. What else you got for us? I know we still have lots of viewers on the room. Clearly, some of you are staying silent. You don't need to be silent. Drop a message in, say hi, and let's continue this chat for a little longer. I don't need to take up, of course, the entire day, but I've got some free time, so I would love to kind of keep this going for a little bit longer. I probably should have brought either more water or something more to drink if that was the case, but that's all right. Nobody else. That's unfortunate. That just gets me rambling again. Summertime holidays. I don't know about everybody else. I know that restrictions, of course, are opening up down in the U.S., which is amazing. And, of course, I don't know. I think when you look at the rest of the world and you look at Canada, we've been so restricted by the government here to try to keep our numbers lower. I don't even know officially if those numbers are going down. I read something the other day that in one day alone, the numbers jumped up like 90,000. And I'm just like, that was like the single largest bump in one day or something. And I know that there is that Delta variant that's out there. Hopefully that's not affecting a lot of people. I'm actually really surprised because I've heard that it is really bad for younger children. I'm not going to get on some type of high horse about should you get vaxxed, should you not. That is completely your decision. And, I'm vaxxed. I've had both doses. And I simply, not that I look at COVID like the flu. You can't always catch all variants. And the stuff that they make these vaccines out of should never really go in your body. But, the bottom line is, I used to get the flu shot all the time. Every time I get the shot, I got horribly sick. So I kind of looked at this and was like, I don't know if I want to do this. But my thing is, I don't want to be hampered by not being able to go into a grocery store. I don't want to not to be able to travel just because I don't have a vaccination. If that is something you can do and that is something you believe in is not vaccine, that is totally fine. But still be safe. Wear your mask. Even if you are not sick, wear it for someone else. The fact that there's so many people out there that are against your choice. That's not true. You have a choice, and you need to do what's right for you. At the same time, I know there's a lot of people that have physical ailments, neurological issues, and it is not recommended to take that virus because there is a chance that it could kill you. That is also a very strong reason not to get vaxxed. So this isn't really a conversation about vaccine or not vaccine, but what it is I guess it's getting to the point that summers are going by and I just want to go on vacation. And, I could do the staycation and I could work on my house, and that's absolutely exhausting. So I would like to get out. I'd like to go out somewhere and see the world a little bit more. So hopefully the numbers stay down. And get vaxxed, don't get vaxxed, but just be safe. Wear the mask, Do we need guests, Teresa? You know what? It's always nice to have guests on the show. If you want to connect with me a little bit later, drop me a message. We never seem to be in short supply of guests, but at the same time, we'd love to know more people and to have our doors opened up to everybody. So, you don't have to be the most famous person to be on our show. If you want to come on and talk about things or create a subject that you're passionate about, we're more than happy to have you on the show. If you have to be someone in connections with super famous people, we would love to have them on the show too. That's totally good too. We've had a very good track record of our guests loving to be on the show, and lots of people who, of course, who want to be back. So we will circle back around. We've had so many guests now that it's kind of a long list to get back around to some of the earlier ones. And I know I would love to have like Sky Page and Howard Bloom back on the show again soon, because they just have so much to talk about, and they're just such amazing, brilliant men that not only are they smart, they're just funny, and we would love to have them back on again. But we've had so many other people on the show that want to return that we do have a bit of a lineup, and but that's okay. We will reach out, or you can reach out to me, and if you know some people that you'd like to get on the show, we'll try to work something out for you. What else have we got? That's so good to see so many listeners actually still staying on in the show. I know over the time when we have guests that it bounces all over the place, but it's been some good strong numbers today, and I'm super happy about that. I'm really surprised you don't want to interact, that you don't want to get in there. This is a time for everybody to have a voice. Just don't pitch crappy products. We're not about that. So. What else do we have? Maddie G. Some of you have actually asked, where's Maddie G been lately? And I know he was on last episode. Maddie G has been super busy. It's not that he doesn't like everybody and that he doesn't want to be on the show. He's just been super busy. And, he's between, of course, just like myself, having a full-time job and a family and personal activities and all these other things, and renovating his house. So like he's also super busy, and we all have our ability to to deal with time a little bit differently, but he misses you all. He will be back again soon, a little bit more regularly. I believe he will be on. I'm not sure if he'll be on next week, but the week after. So he'll be back. Don't worry. We got another question here from Mike. Mike, have you considered doing an on-location show somewhere cool? Yes, actually I have. And we... I think this is one of those things that, we've got our own idea of where we could go to do things, but, we've been more interested in being where people would either love to interact with us or come up to us. We have some local events that happen here in the Kingston area, but I have no problem traveling. I know sometimes some of the Comic-Cons and stuff love to have on-air personalities and YouTubers and all that stuff. I'd love to do a Comic-Con. I've been to a couple. They're absolutely fantastic for all ages. I love seeing the fandom. I love seeing people dress as their favorite characters, and it's just a really cool place. Even if you're not geeky at all, you just want something fun to do. If you're a movie fan, go out to these Comic-Cons, because the Comic-Cons, it's not just about comics, it's about movies, it's about a whole bunch of different types of fan fictions, steampunk stuff, board games. If you wanted to show up at one of these things and you get your ticket, you go in. Sometimes they've got the really cool swag bags where they'll fill you with comics and stuff, so it's great for your kids. But on top of that, you get to meet some of the voices that are behind characters on movies and TVs, television shows, sorry, and or Netflix specials. I kind of put them under TV. But, going to the cons and stuff are really fun. I would love to do one of those. The concerts and stuff, or movie premiere. What's actually really cool? I don't know about down in the US, but up here in Canada, the Cineplex Odeons and the Landmark theaters, which is what we have in our area, you can actually rent a theater for a movie premiere on your own, and it's not expensive. It's like a couple $100. And if you had 20 friends, $10 a piece, that pays for the premiere of a movie that you can have a theater all to yourselves. I think that is a brilliant form of revenue for people, and it's kind of nice when you go to a movie theater. If you had a whole bunch of friends that you can go to a movie and choose your film and all just sit together and watch in one big group, man, that's almost better and worth a $200 price tag to just rent out the theater to watch what you want with your friends and not have to worry about other people. So think of that. And if not, if that doesn't happen down in the US, I don't know, talk to your local theater. Maybe that's something they'd be considering doing. It would also be great if you happen to know people. Like we had Lloyd Kaufman from Trauma Films and Entertainment. He does the Toxic Adventure. And, they're such funny movies because it's like schlock horror, right? It's like splatterfest, and it's just crazy stuff that it's not super scary, but it's gory and it's fun. And I'd love to do a movie premiere, or like have his Shakespeare shitstorm or Sharknado or whatever crazy one he did with a tornado not recently, and it would be it'd be kind of fun to have him up here for a movie premiere and rent out a theater and do that. So that would be something maybe fun we would do that would be live. But if anybody hears something that is a live event and you would love us from the Freaking Awesome Podcast to come, let us know. Give a lots of heads up. If it's something we can make happen, we'll do it. It would be really fun, especially if you have like a fun local event or something. We would love to make arrangements and show up and entertain all of you. Anybody else have any questions at all? I don't even know where we're at on the old clock. Oh, I guess, geez, we've logged an hour already. Wow, holy moly. Time really flies. I guess you guys don't need to hear me ramble on anymore. I mean, all of you stuck around so long, and that is amazing. I've been super happy about that. Here, I thought I'd only done 20 minutes, and I didn't know what to say. So that's really cool. I really appreciate all of our listeners who, of course, come in and messaged in. Oh, I guess you guys are waiting for the draw as well. Man, someone should have reminded me. Okay, so give me 1 second. Here it is. So we were doing a draw for the armor. Now, we had, surprisingly, we had a lot of visitors that day. We had a lot of views. We had people message us. We didn't get a lot of people get it right, though. We had 4 or 5 people get all the symbols right. If you are curious about it and you are looking at that screen, in the upper left-hand corner, we had Boba Fett's Slave 2. In the upper right-hand corner, we had Jabba's Palace. In the lower right corner, inside the symbol, we had the logo on Boba Fett's armor that sits up in his upper right side. It kind of looks like a grain of wheat in a circle with some crazy stuff. In the lower left, we had the Rebel symbol, and then transposed right in the back of the middle, we had the Imperial symbol. So those were our 5 parts. Congratulations to those who got it correctly. What I'm going to do now is jump over, and I'm going to share my screen. And we are going to, I'm going to show you the live draw, so you know that it's all legit. It's not nothing weird happening here. So we will share the good old screen here. Bear with me. Sorry, I get some saber parts now up on my mat here. All right. Click that, and it's going to be a weird picture. Oh, it's crazy. Okay, here we are. I just repeated the names a few times to give a random chance and mix it all up, and it's not huge chunks. So let's get this underway. Hey, congratulations, Mike. You won the Armor Funko Pop. So we'll make sure that, of course, we get that sent out to you. Congratulations. That is amazing. Good knowing your Star Wars. And, of course, as you heard from Mike earlier today doing our fact checking, he's all over it. So this lovely little Armor Funko Pop is coming your way. And hope you enjoy. For anybody else who was, of course, here on the show and or wants to come back, people who came in a little bit late, we have a lot more giveaways coming up. A lot of it is Star Wars related, and it's not cheap stuff. We've got some really, really cool things. Like I said, eventually we will be leading up to, you know, this lightsaber itself from my hand right now will go to a lucky viewer at some point, and we're really up on it. It'll probably be a little bit later in the year, closer to December. We've got a lot more products coming up from our wonderful sponsors, CR Sabers and Blue Bull's Outer Rim Saber Parts. And they're going to be sending us some really cool stuff. We are going to be giving these away. And you want to be in on this. I mean, it's cool. I mean, we've also got some other stuff that we're going to give away that is some personal interest things. Out of my collection, I'm going to give something really big coming up as well. It's going to be super fun. You got an Admiral Akbar. That's awesome. Yeah, so in the meantime, everybody, congratulations, Mike. And everybody stick around or come back and visit us next week. We will not have a live show, but we will be back at the end of the month, of course, with the Mandalorian Merc / 501 First guest. And 501 guest, and we've got more things coming up. So we will be doing another draw or another giveaway, and we will maybe even do it a live draw with someone who's on the show at the time. So make sure that you come on back, and we've got some really cool stuff to give away. I can't wait. It's super fun. I'm really excited. This is going to be really fun next couple months. And like I said, leading up to Christmas, we've got some more Star Wars guests from the Star Wars / Mandalorian / cartoon Star Wars networks, as well as giving away a lot of these amazing saber parts and really cool things. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night, and we look forward to seeing you back again. We really, really appreciate all your support. Take care.